Hey guys, Kurt here, and today I want to talk about something I saw on the internet that I thought would be useful for me to read to you, and then I will comment on it with my observations about what they said. And it just breaks my heart whenever I see something like this post that I'm going to read to you I saw on the internet. You know, there's hundreds of Facebook groups, websites about twin flames. There's all kinds of bad information out there about twin flames. And there's a lot of people having a lot of different experiences. And so those of you watching, I know everybody has seen stuff like this all the time, along with all the other stuff that's out there about twin flames. And whenever I see a post like this one, it really just breaks my heart. My heart really goes out to this person because I know they're going to get their heart broken again by their twin flame because they still haven't realized what this is really all about. Here's what they said. They said, "I think it's time for me to come into union with my twin flame. It's been a very difficult 15-year process. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of suffering, but the most important thing is that I've learned a lot and grown so much. I really just needed to figure out how to get through and steer my way through the world from a standpoint of feminine energy. If I employ any of the masculine energies within me to try to protect myself and to try to feel safe and secure, then all hell breaks loose. The last 3 weeks with my twin flame, since they came back in, have been total bliss and just glowing with love. He figured out everything about me that is unconscious. He always notices the unconscious things, and I feel so loved. Every time I go into some unconscious pattern, he notices and speaks up. I've worked so hard to get to this place of union with my twin flame. What's really going on here?" Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, some of the things that I'm going to talk about might not make complete sense to you. I'll try to kind of give you a quick explanation about why I'm saying the things I am still. But if you're not sure about what I'm talking about, I would direct you to my other videos, like this one, where I talk about twin flames, right? And I've made it very easy for you to find those videos. I've made a lot of videos where I give this kind of coaching advice about twin flames. You could go digging through the videos section of this channel to look for them, but there's a lot of tarot card readings and there's other videos about general spiritual topics. So it might be hard for you to find all the twin flame videos. So I've made it very easy for you. I've put all my twin flame coaching videos into one playlist. If you go to the main page of this channel, New World All-Star, go to the playlists menu and look for the playlist called How to Get Your Twin Flame, and they're all in there. And it'll all make sense to you, everything I'm going to discuss in this video, if you go watch those other videos. So let's take a look at this person's statement. First, they think that it's time for union with their twin now. So union isn't really a thing, actually. Union, okay, so first of all, you can't be separate from your twin. Oh, we're in separation. I have to get into union. You're not separate from your twin flame. You are your twin flame. You guys are the same soul. And the trick here is to get out of the controlling patterns of the mind and into your soul, which is your twin flame. Which, by the way, is true spiritualism, traditional spiritualism. That's the staple teaching of true spiritualism, right? Get out of your mind and align with your soul. That's traditional true spiritualism. That's all your twin flame is trying to get you to do. Your twin flame and you are the same soul. The object here is to align with your soul. What did you think it was, right? And the irony is, if you do that, instead of trying to get the person and making the person your goal, if you align with your soul instead and you let go of the physical person, that's what brings the physical person to you. This is not like soulmates at all. You're not trying to get someone or something that is separate from you. You're trying to attract you to you. This person is you. You have to go in here where your soul is. That's where you guys are the same. And everybody on this planet believes that they are their mind. They believe that they are their ego. And we're so conditioned to live through that modality of mind identification that we don't even realize we're doing it. So, union. The mind is saying, where I am today is not correct. It's bad. I'm supposed to be with my twin flame. We're not supposed to not be together. I have to get to this place where we are together in union. That's how the mind looks at things. The mind looks at things through the filter of separation consciousness. There's a me and there's a them. I'm a person and my twin flame is a different person. No, you and your twin flame are the same being. You're the same soul. And you cannot figure out how to do that. You have to align with your soul. And if you want to know how to align with your soul, go watch my other videos. I made videos specifically about that. So, making union the goal, already you're pushing your twin flame away because you're aligned with your mind when you're doing that. You have to align with your soul, which is your twin flame. Your mind is looking at things like, I have to get to this outcome. Union, I got to get to that place. That's what the mind does. What the soul does, in contrast, is it says, this is what is. And it just accepts what is. It does not judge what is. It accepts what is. And so, if this other person is not with you or whatever, the soul says, that's what is. And it does not judge this situation to be good or bad. The mind judges it to be good or bad. You have to accept what is now. It's kind of like the way out is through kind of thing. And you have to notice when the mind is doing this pattern of control. And this person also talked about all this work that they did on themselves in their post. I worked so hard to get here. That's the mind. That's the mind playing tricks on you, telling you that there's all these steps you got to go through and you got to do all this hard work to get to union, to get your twin flame. And actually what the soul does is not working. What you guys are doing is hard. What I'm talking about is easy. You let go of all the need for control and judgment and for the need for things to be any different than they are. And you notice the mind when it comes in and it starts to tell you these things. You have to be good at catching it when it's in operation. That's called mindfulness. And then the next thing you do is switch the focus of your attention to the present moment, which is the energy of your soul. Go watch my other videos. I've already addressed this in great, great detail in my other videos. That is true spiritualism. That's traditional spiritualism. Mindfulness, notice when the mind is operating, and presence, switch the focus of your attention to the present. Mindfulness, presence. This person also went into the whole belief system about how there's a feminine and a masculine energy. There is not. The idea that there's a feminine and a masculine energy within you or whatever is based on an outdated spiritual belief system. Gender is biological. Gender happens when you were born on this planet. It's kind of like the story of Adam and Eve and the talking snake and all that, right? Like, if you understand how the universe was really created and what science has even proven about how the universe was created. And I've made videos about that on this channel, how there's parallels between science and what is taught at the core of true spiritualism, how the universe was created. Both are saying the same thing in different ways, okay? And when you have that understanding and then you read a story like the story of Adam and Eve and the talking snake and all that, you begin to understand that the story of Adam and Eve was like an early attempt by somebody to explain to the common person thousands of years ago how the universe came into being, or how the world came into being. And they used examples or archetypes that people were familiar with at the time, like gender, for example, because people don't understand Einstein's law of relativity, right? They're not going to understand a positive polarity or a negative polarity, or that it's just energy. They're not going to understand that type of thing. And that's the kind of stuff that needs to be let go of. And it's like, you guys, it's 2019. I mean, it's going to be 2020 in just a few days. And still people are clinging to these old-fashioned, outdated, antiquated, anachronistic modalities of belief system that are rooted in gender. And I even saw somebody talking about the law of gender one time, someplace. There's no law of gender. The universe functions on relativity, and even traditional spiritualism, they're going to explain it that way, whether they realize they are or not. And I'm not the only person to have ever pointed this out, by the way. There's a lot of people out there that are waking up to this fact. Like, wow, science is finally starting to catch up to traditional spiritual teachers. You know, and their science is going to explain it in a very stripped down, empirical, black and white way, which is great, because I want to understand how the universe really functions. That might make me better able to work with a thing like the law of attraction, for example, or to explain twin flames. What's really going on with that? So you have to let go of those old belief systems that aren't really serving us anymore. They're antiquated. There's no feminine and masculine. And if you see me using that type of terminology in one of my tarot card readings, it's because I know what you guys, I know that you guys know what I'm talking about, and I explained that in the card reading. You know, somebody that's new to my channel might see that and not know that there's not actually any such thing as divine masculine. They might be stuck in that old template of belief. And then when they get onto my channel and they start looking at my card readings where I explain, hey, by the way, there's no such thing as divine feminine and divine masculine, and they start looking around, then they're going to figure it out. So that's kind of why I do that, the way I do that. You know, I'm trying to pull people into the truth, you know, when I talk about things in that context in my card readings. So anyway, guys, those are just my observations. I just don't want you to fall into the same traps that I see everybody else does. You know, this person, if this really is their twin flame, they're going to take off running, because they are falling into the patterns of romance that made their twin run away in the first place, okay? And I've addressed this ad nauseum in other videos on my channel. This is not a romantic connection. There's the bubble love phase at the beginning, but that's it. And if they come back in and you go back into the duality system of the mind, where it's feel good, feel bad, feel love, feel heartbroken, positive, negative, past, future, good, bad, feel good, feel bad, romance, passion, heartbreak, despair, right? Duality. If you go back into that system, into that modality of existence, the twin flame is going to run away again. How it really feels when you are with your twin flame in what people call union, quote unquote. And again, I'm just saying that word because you guys know what I mean, right? When you get to the end or whatever, which you have to not actually treat it that way, it turns out, like I just discussed a few minutes ago. But anyway, you know what I mean. When that happens, what's really going on is it feels the way your soul feels. You and your twin flame are the same soul. It's gonna feel the way your soul feels when you're in union, so-called union. How does your soul feel? Satori, samadhi, zen, nirvana, inner peace, inner oneness, oneness of the self. You're operating outside of the duality of the mind. And now the duality of the mind is just a tool for you to use. You don't live through it. Everybody on this planet believes that they are their mind. They have that sense of identification with the mind, the ego, right? This is when you switch out of that and into being. And this person is there, but you feel like you're by yourself. But it's the sense of Zen and nirvana, of inner peace. That's the felt experience that you are having when you're with your twin flame. Not romance. And if you feel romantic energy towards them, they're going to take off running. It's going to feel the way your soul feels because they are your soul. You have to neutralize all the duality-based energy of the mind. All of it with your twin flame. And you allow the person to come in at every turn, every step of the way. You just allow things to be the way they are, and you don't judge the way things are, thinking, oh, it should be different, we should be further along, oh, I can't wait to get to union, blah, blah, blah. You don't do that. Wherever you are in this process, you just accept where you are. You accept what is. And in that, you're not actually looking at this like it's a process. This is the soul, guys. The soul doesn't do that. It doesn't look at it like, oh, there's a process? Okay, now I get it. I have to do all these things to get to union. You don't even do that. You're just in the moment. That's why presence, being present, is so crucial. Retraining yourself energetically to live in the present, so that whatever is going on, you just accept it and you don't need things to be any different now or at any time in the future. And that's how you get your twin flame to show up. You align with your soul. That's how your soul exists. It's just isness. It's just being. It's not the control systems of the mind telling you that things should be different than they are, analyzing and having got to do all this work. You just be. You just be. That's all it is. So there you go, guys. I hope this helps. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.